a 512GB M2 SSD, you are sure to be defeating the competition for the foreseeable future. Experience today's biggest titles like never before with the visual fidelity of real-time ray tracing, simulating the physical behavior of light to bring real-time cinematic quality. Gaming just got better. Academy Award winner, Myre. Academy Award winner, Myre.
Myre? Wait, what? Who are you? Sorry, Myre.
What? Myre, we've got an interview to do. Let's get going.
Why does he get a nice laptop? Is he? What?
Hello Overclockers and welcome to this episode of Creators Uncovered. Today we're joined by a streamer, voice actor, YouTuber, the list could go on. He's a great guy, he's a friend of the company, it's Myre.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Hi Myre, you're more than welcome. We've wanted to do this for a while. If you don't know about this series, Creators Uncovered focus on sort of creators of any type, content creators who we think has something unique about them. And whether you would say it yourself or not, we would say you definitely have some unique things about you, so we're hoping we can discover some of that today.
That's a lot of pressure, but I'll try.
Don't worry, no pressure.
That's gonna be a miracle.
Do you have any sort of specific moments you remember that really sort of solidified you as like, you know what, yeah, gaming is something I want to do, like I want it to be a big part of my life? Do you have any like moments you remember which was sort of like a turning point for that? Or?
Well, I mean, I'm a very family-oriented person, you know, like I have like 2 brothers and a sister, so gaming was always that kind of thing that brought us together. We could always play things together, even when they were too young and they weren't able to play themselves. They were there watching me play and stuff, and so
that's always nice.
Yeah, so I guess I've also been a streamer for as long as I can remember.
Oh, really? Wow.
Because, you know, you're playing to your siblings and
I get you,
you know, a lot of experience goes into that, or comes out of that, comes from it,
Obviously online gaming's great.
Yeah.
But there's something a little bit more social about streaming, I would say, isn't there? Like you have almost like a little family that watch you and chat with you and you play together rather than against each other. Or...
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's everybody's community is different, even though like they're very similar people within those communities, and it does kind of lend to that family vibe.
What came first, voice acting or streaming?
Streaming came first.
Okay.
It was kind of almost like a natural progression because obviously with streaming, you over time, you know, as you grow as a streamer, you get more and more equipment in because you always want to kind of bring out the best in your content. And so because I already had like the mixers and everything else, I was like, well, I mean, I have all this stuff, I may as well give it a shot. And the community within Star Citizen at the time, there was a really big kick for like community created like machinima. Or do they still call it machinima?
I have no idea actually.
Like, well, community videos anyway, we'll call it, And so they had a casting call, and I just happened to be one of the people they liked.
Yeah? What's the temperature?
97 degrees, mate. Perfect for this mate I'll be putting on. I do love me some mate, mate.
Very good choice.
You know, not to brag, but I've got a unique voice. For some reason, I don't know why my accent's like this. I'm not American or anything. Nobody in my family sounds like this. So I guess I had that kind of unique kind of thing going for me already. And so being able to apply that to things like corporate reads and stuff kind of got me a foothold into voice acting.
Wow, okay.
And thanks to contacts that I made through the gaming space, I was able to then kind of bring that into also video game voice acting as well. I got into Star Citizen because I was looking for the next thing. I was playing DayZ far too much. And somebody on the DayZ subreddit was like, oh, there's a game called Star Citizen. I looked into it and it was everything that I kind of wanted in a game at the time. And of course, obviously, it's an alpha. It still is.
Yeah.
And so I'm still waiting for that game.
Essentially.
But all the things that it promised at the time was right up my alley. You know, like I'm really big into Star Trek. I'm a massive Trekkie. So the whole idea of like multi-crew gameplay and stuff really brought me in. I've been involved with them for, again, 4 years. I primarily stream Star Citizen now, although I am what they call a variety streamer. I do stream other things as well, but Star Citizen is my home within, I guess, Twitch, which is the platform that I'm on. And I guess as far as involvement goes, because like I got partnered on Twitch by playing Star Citizen, I don't know, it's been a pretty close relationship, I guess. I got my head scanned a couple years ago to be like part of the character DNA system within the game.
Okay.
So which, again, the game is an alpha, so it's not out yet, but eventually you might see an NPC that kind of resembles Myre.
You get behind the middle mouse buttons to do a takedown.
Oh god.
Oh. And if you manage to knock somebody out, middle mouse button will stomp on them, and you can like smash their helmet.
That's cool. Whoa!
Hey, what the hell?
That's not a fist.
Oh.
Put the SMG away, Tom.
I saw that recently you did something with Dying Light.
So yeah, I was very fortunate. Like again, I started my voice acting career through Star Citizen, through fan videos.
Yeah.
And one of the people within that group just so happened to have contacts with a casting director who asked me for my demo, and I was fortunate enough to lend my voice to some of the things for Dying Light 2's E3 presentation.
Wow.
Yeah, I got to do like all the effort sounds, the running and jumping, and some dialogue as well for some characters. Unlike the traditional way of voiceover, which requires all this like third-party software that so that they record down the line, it was actually I recorded locally because I have all my stuff in my room.
Yeah, you have your own
so I recorded locally, and they directed me through Discord.
Wow.
Yeah,
that is very tech savvy.
It was pretty surreal. It's pretty cool though.
Wow. So I imagine we already know the answer to this question, but in terms of future projects, do you have anything in the pipeline? I know you probably can't say much.
Yeah, I mean, like for quite a few things, there's always NDAs and stuff that I'm not able to talk about. But for the most part, I guess personal content creation wise, I'm still going strong on Twitch, and I'm rebooting my YouTube channel to basically incorporate more voiceover stuff. Actually, I'm making a lore series because the lore in Star Citizen is actually ridiculously deep.
Yeah, already as well. Yeah.
They have a whole lore team, and they release stories every week.
Whoa,
yeah,
that is a big
different parts of the universe. There's an election happening this year in Star Citizen.
Okay, nice.
Where they're voting for a new emperor or imperator or whatever. Wow, yeah, it's crazy, and so it's a niche to fill.
It's sort of, I feel like the things that you said you've sort of fell into naturally somehow are like the perfect combination of things.
Yeah,
because
it's cool.
Voice acting seems to tie in really well with your streaming, which ties in with your videos on YouTube now, and then Star Citizen just seems like the perfect game to be involved in as well.
100%, you know, awesome. And as long as Cloud Imperium keep the momentum, the sky's the limit for everything, the game included. Yeah.
So, in terms of voice actors or video game actors, do you have a favourite? Do you have favourites or ones that inspire you? Or is
I have so many. I look up to so many voice actors, like big, small, medium, they're all amazing. I mean, to give a few names, I mean, like shout out to George Ladeau. He does Mech Warrior.
Oh, okay,
he's been in quite a few of those, and he was actually part of our Star Citizen group as well. But as far as like voice actors that I look up to, obviously, I mean, like you have people like Matthew Mercer. Yeah. Like I'm wearing a Critical Role T-shirt.
Oh wow,
right
I
now.
didn't even notice that. Yeah, awesome.
We have Crispin Freeman as well, the voice of what was that monkey called again? I am not a monkey. What's from Overwatch? Winston.
Oh, Winston. Yes, of course, yeah.
Yeah, he's the voice of Winston. He has an amazing resource online.
Really?
For people who want to be voice actors. He has a great podcast. I could just list off so many people, like Richard Horvitz, the voice actor for Invader Zim, and
nice.
Billy from Billy and Mandy. He is just, he's got a heart of gold, and
that's
the list
really
goes
cool.
on.
It seems like a real sort of community. Whenever I've talked to voice actors in the past, it's sometimes funny. You'll talk to other sorts of actors, and they'll be like, "Oh, I don't have that much inspiration," or they'll say some one or two people.
Right.
Voice actors, they always have a community of people that they love and really support.
Oh yeah.
That's really cool. So when you're playing games, or I guess if you watch any sort of animated TV or film stuff, do you notice yourself now sort of listening harder to the voice acting and noticing things about the voice acting?
All the time. All the time. Not just voice acting. I mean, like for the machinima stuff, I was also doing sound design as well, because nobody else wanted to. So like I'm constantly picking out all the different bits of production and all that stuff, and always, like with a notepad and it's a learning experience always.
So listen to any voices is always like more
100%.
inspiration and
inspiration, building blocks, ideas, things that you've never thought about doing before.
Yeah. Okay, that's really cool. Something that's quite interesting to ask, because everyone always seems to have a different opinion on this. But for people that are into any sort of craft like this, would you say that now that you're hearing everything and you're listening to everything out, would you say it's sort of made it more enjoyable or less enjoyable? Or?
For me, personally, I love how things work.
Yeah.
So for sound design, I love to know how things, for instance, how they make the slow motion.
Yeah.
That's a gun that's been reversed basically and slowed down, and then like other effects added to it and that kind of thing. Sorry to spoil that immersive sound effect. All the time. For me, it's 100% enjoyable.
Yeah.
For things like sound effects and also voices as well. One of my favorite voice actors out there is called Dee Bradley Baker. He, you may know him as the voice of that fish from American Dad.
Oh, I can't remember the name. The goldfish.
Yeah. Klaus.
Thank you. Off-camera voice.
But he also he does monster voices for everything.
Oh wow, okay.
If you've watched anything he's been in, he's Appa and Momo from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Okay. He's creatures in Cow and Chicken. He's everything. He's Perry the Platypus with a I can't do it on camera. Like that, and he's amazing.
He's like, be honest, guys, you are the worst people I've ever played with. I have no hope that you'll ever leave this game. And if you said that, I would be like, fair enough, yeah, I can see that.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of Creators Uncovered. This time we've had Myre, who you can follow at twitch.tv/Myre, which I believe is
MYRE.
Brilliant, so no confusion there. We're going to be streaming Star Citizen later. It won't be later for you probably by the time this video comes out, but it'll be on our Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/OverclockersUK. And I'm sure you'll be able to find the VOD on there. Thank you for joining us. Make sure to like and subscribe for future content, and we'll see you next time.